Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, December 8th, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Having a time for change call this Wednesday night after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Fear comes from the ego mind. Courage comes from the heart. Interesting. And we need fear to motivate us into courage. Observe and know that what you see is the wheel of Maya, or mind, moving round and round, always changing, never stopping for a moment. Know this, and know that there can be no failure. Know this, and comprehend that your emotions are but dancing chemicals of up and down, on and off, temporary and impermanent. There is no failure if one lives in truth, simplicity, and love. Do not feel embarrassed, for you have not failed. You do not know the final outcome. Be in the present. Live in the present. That is all one can do, Babaji. Now you want to make sure that you're in a comfortable position. No outside distraction. Still as a statue, relaxed into the body, focused on your breath rising and falling. There is a natural healing mechanism installed in the software of our DNA, which pushes us in the direction of constant growth, healing, and survival. Our physical bodies are designed to automatically heal any cuts or bruises that we have. Our minds, over time, tend to naturally forget and diminish mental and emotional wounds from our past. Unless we tend to keep reenacting and playing out those negative emotional states, they will naturally heal on their own accord. When we are left alone out in nature, safe, quiet environment, without any media or social contact with society, taking in only healing positive information, eating only clean, raw, organic food, and in a matter of 90 days or less, all of our mental, emotional, and even physical problems will all be gone. It is simply nature at work within our DNA, which knows how to naturally replenish, restore, and return the body-mind mechanism back to its natural state of being. It's like the tiny mustard seed already knows how to establish roots, grow up against gravity, reach towards the sun, and one day bear fruit, seeds for future generations. Our DNA was designed with this effortless program to heal our entire mind-body organism. Since many of us cannot afford to pack up and leave our lives for several months at a time, we must perpetually think positively about ourselves, our lives, and future. You might hear this constant subtle war inside ourselves in the form of an attempt to focus and refocus the mind in a positive, creative direction, past subconscious wounding. Keeps bubbling up until it is healed. And we are all like sponges who are absorbing negative thinking patterns that we unknowingly do not see spewing from others around us. It is the law of this universe. Garbage in, garbage out. We cannot afford to dwell in any negative thought patterns, as they all will manifest somewhere in our health in our relationships, our finances, by simply bringing awareness to only having sacred, empowering, positive, healing thoughts perpetually flowing in. We must have sacred, healing experiences coming out. You see how sensitive it is? It's like if you keep bringing in what you choose to bring in, right? And let's say it's unhealthy, it's negative, and it's this and it's that. That's what you're going to come out with. So it's a focus on having sacred healing experiences coming out and coming in. When I look inside and I see that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I look outside and see that I am everything, that is love. And between these two, my life turns into Vedanta Mirage. We're enlightened beings already, see. We're enlightened beings, every one of us, in these bodies. The interesting part is we don't know that. We don't even know what enlightenment means. But we're already, the gods, the pure consciousness that we are within these bodies, are enlightened beings. So this life is completely about total discovery. What we're doing. Now, many of us will leave the body and then we'll go into another reincarnation. Same process we've been using for thousands and thousands of years. Thousands of years. Many of us in this life, because of the primers that have been activated across Earth's great expanse, old population, everything that's accumulated that has been brought in is now coming out. Okay? And so a lot of gunk and crap and garbage and slop and everything has filtered in through the decades, through the centuries. Now, it hasn't been front and center. It's been really hidden well. But now, it's no longer hidden. It's front and center, which is unprecedented in all the ages past of this civilization. Some of us are aware enough, so we're looking at it, deciphering, and then what we're bringing into ourselves is highly charged particles of positivity. So we're bringing our awareness, because of all of this, okay, we're bringing our awareness to only have sacred, empowering, positive, healing thoughts perpetually flowing in. And we must have sacred healing experiences coming out. This is how you shift, you yourself shift, away from this crap, all of this stuff that's, it has, see, this is what's interesting. You, any of us, can shift our lives to the direction we want them to be. It doesn't matter what is happening out there. It has nothing to do with it. Now, it will have something to do with it if you embrace it and bring it in. And it's low energy, low frequency, heavy, stuck crap. But you have an alternative to say, I'm not really interested in that. Why would you be? You bring in crap and you send out crap, and then your life is crap. So you become aware by saying, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't care to do that. I'm going to spend my energy in a high frequency on focusing on the life that I wish to live. Now, a lot of people would believe, well, how can you do that when all this other stuff's going on? Right? It's pretty darn easy. But here's the sticker, is that if you do not believe that you are an omnipotently powerful, supreme, manifesting, abundant being that never dies, that's in that body, then you won't get there. Not this lifetime. Okay? Maybe the next or the next or the next. But the openness flowing with this planetary population and the photon energy field, saturating everything. All of this muck, all of this deep embedded stuff is coming to the surface. And many of us are experiencing it. All this stuff that we have suppressed, buried, hidden throughout our life, and maybe probably most likely past lives, is now coming to the surface. Now, if you decided to move into a spiritual state of being, which is awareness, that you're enlightened, that you're pure consciousness, you're the God, you're the kingdom of God, you're the heaven, you're all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, then you'll make the transition. When you have your confidence firmly in place, faith, trust with yourself firmly in place, 100%, and that with the universe. See, the universe is your buddy, your pal, your best friend, and only honesty. No dishonesty, no deception, no manipulation, none of that. Doesn't exist with the universe. And so your direct line with the universe is that you're the universe, universe is you. You're the God, God is you. God is the universe, universe is God. Okay? There's no separation. Never has been. Separation is the illusion. And when we become more and more aware by our own choosing. Okay? Childlike curiosity comes front and center, and we want to know. And we actually embrace all aspects of ourselves. You know, past thoughts come in, you review things that you have done or interacted with. And if it need be, you forgive yourself, you forgive anything involved with that time, and it just fades out. They come in, you look at it and go, I remember that. And then when you embrace it, it disappears. This is part of our cleansing process with ourselves. Who can forgive you? You. Doesn't matter if anybody else forgives you, because if you don't forgive you, all the other stuff that anybody else says they forgive you won't sink in, won't stick. You'll still have that sitting there, waiting to be embraced. And this is what happens to a lot of us. We carry it and 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 carry it. And then we leave the body, and we think, well, you know, that's left. No, we take that with us. We go into another body. We store all this stuff. And that's why it's good to do, you know, house cleaning with ourselves on a continual basis, so we don't have anything build up and clog everything. Ask yourself, do you have perpetual and effortless reverence for life? What does that mean? That you're always perpetually, which means continuously, in total awe of this life. And you see a divine intelligence is deeply rooted and alive in all things, objects, situations, and people. It is obvious that there is a higher intelligence behind every experience, action, occurrence. We see there is no such thing as coincidence, and live in constant reverence for life, participating with ease in the natural flow, celebrating in this spiritual connection that's all around us. Observing the mirror reflection within every interaction. When the state of enlightened awareness is super strong with us, we stop identifying with our physical body as who we are. We instead see our infinite nature is everywhere, in all things and people. We see it is the background, backdrop, and blackboard that this entire universe is written upon. We know we are this universal body and find every human being as a glimmering facet reflecting this unique, individuated point of consciousness within ourselves. The mirror ignites a natural realization that everyone is our teacher, pointing us back to us the lessons and messages we most need to hear. The enlightened awareness shows us that we are not separate from anyone and anything, and we effortlessly live in a state of joy and universal harmony wherever we go. And feeling of being deeply settled and completely still inside. This is really key for all of us. No matter what chaos is occurring in the outer world, there is always a point of perpetual stillness at our core. And we are the center of the cyclone. That's no drama, violence, or death can threaten. We know our true nature is eternal and that nothing can destroy us. We are rooted within this moment so deeply that nothing can shake us or disturb our inner peace. We laugh with lightness at the trivial stresses that used to plague our daily minds as we relax deeper into the recesses of our innermost being. A deep knowing that all is perfect in life. There is a natural comprehension that all is well and unfolding exactly as it should. We see this universe, this universal perfection that is here now, and accept that it has the highest vision, insight of how we should be. We stop fighting with others outside of ourselves because the fight has stopped within ourselves. We are the source of nonviolence, attacking and judging nothing we see within. There is only a respect for the perfection that is constantly unfolding around us. Knowing the mind can have its fabrications about how things should be, yet abide instead in the deeper resources of peace that know otherwise. Being himself the supreme being, but thinking himself to be separate, man strives and struggles to become united. What is stranger than this, Ramana Maharishi? We're all supreme beings, but the majority of us think ourselves to be separate. And we strive and struggle to become united, which we already are. That's really strange. We're moving into a state of consciousness as a civilization, as a species. Nothing is going to be the same. Everything has already changed. This is a move that many have decided within to embrace. It's vital to know that it is available to everyone at all times and perpetually lies dormant at the core of our being. And the more we rest within ourselves in a life free from stress, desire, and activity, the more we relax inside and soon realize its astounding power as this brilliant gateway is gradually opened. And we see how easy it is to create anything and everything that we desire. Our awareness pierces like a laser beam through the negative beliefs, which normally would have stopped us from moving forward. And we see how fun and easy it is to accept the possibility of instant manifestation. The more often we sit still, practice quieting the mind, like we do in these meditations, watching the breath rise and fall, doing nothing, the more we, the divine consciousness, awakens within us. And when we stop and meditate on the source of consciousness itself, we discover that it's everywhere we are. It is our very nature and is as bright and brilliant as the sun. It is so obvious that it cannot be missed. When we catch hold of it and let go of our attachment to the outer phenomenal world, we see that this consciousness has a power which is so all-encompassing that we stop looking outside ourselves for answers and start listening to the omniscient wisdom that is constantly bubbling up from within our core. Look at your mind dispassionately. This is enough to comment. When it is quiet, you can go beyond it. Not keep it busy all the time. Stop it and just be. You give it a rest, it will settle down, recover its purity and strength. Constant thinking makes it decay. Vedanta. In other words, leave the mind alone. Okay? As much as you can. That's what we do in these meditations. You leave the mind alone. You could not go into quiet with the mind. You can't do it. It will constantly be shoveling thoughts left and right 24/7. Looking for the next latest and greatest thing to satisfy it. We're moving in to our natural state of being where we live a life that is free from doubt and fear. Because we know that something universally intelligent is guiding us each step of the way. What is that? It's the pure consciousness, the God that we are within these bodies. We are never bored with life, nor seeking gratification from our outer world, because ordinary life situations are constantly transformed into a deeply ecstatic, spiritually awakening moments. There is no attachment to our lives, to desires, to possessing anything, acquiring anything, nor escaping from any experience. We meet our lives full on, embracing the divine circumstances that we are given, facing them with complete ecstasy, because we have already found that we were searching for our entire lives. We've discovered an eternal source of peace within that cannot be shaken or disturbed by anything or anyone in the outer world. The greatest secret to finding the state of enlightened consciousness is when we get in touch with our deepest personal trauma and emotional pain. Our pain is there for a very profound spiritual reason. It pushes us to reach for the divine. We need a propulsion fuel so deep and powerful that it launches us directly into real spiritual awareness. We are so deeply asleep to our all-powerful infinite nature on a day-to-day basis that the only thing strong enough to break through this veil is a burning desire to be free from our suffering. It is our deepest pain that liberates us. Feeling into it daily will pave the path to our highest freedom. When we move in to this awareness and embrace it, everything changes. We see everything as a spiritual experience. We see our mind instantly stops judging the world, ourselves, and our lives as we recognize the source of real peace here, now. We live in this world, yet truly beyond the judgments of this world. This non-judgmental approach liberates our energy to relax into the infinite healing presence of our being. This is how we attain the initial taste of our unbounded freedom. It all begins with a simple connection with our own awareness, consciousness. And when we drop into what is aware, what is present, what is watching the watcher, who is observing this experience of life, we open the doors to 100% pure awareness, free from the mind. By reopening this door again and again and again, we soon discover the highest, most blissful state of experience a human being can attain. Outer circumstances do not need so much effort to be changed, but the inner lethargy is centuries old. The unconsciousness is so primitive, its roots are so deep that it needs a total determination on your part. A tremendous determination, a commitment, a deep involvement. You have to risk all. Unless that happens, it is not possible to change yourself. You'll remain the same, Osha, in ego mind. It truly depends on where we are currently at in our inner journey as to how many days, months, or years it will take before we discover our natural enlightened state. The more often we can practice resting in deep states of stillness, completely dropping all mind chatter, faster the enlightened state will arrive at our doorstep. Ultimately, it is the commitment to ourselves that sparks the evolution to finding a higher consciousness. And when we are truly committed to unveiling our infinite spiritual nature, diving deeper each day into the discovery of who we truly are, it is only a short matter of time before this universe delivers us to this ultimate enlightened state of being. Knowing that which will totally satisfy our hearts and fulfill every yearning within our soul is not a small matter. When it comes down to it, the level of devotion we have to finding real freedom is a reflection of how much we actually love ourselves. Life is a test of our depth of self-love. The level of enlightenment we experience along the way determines how often and quickly we can summon the quality of unstoppable inner peace, creativity, compassion for others. The state is the base factor that determines how successful we are on our spiritual path, and the main reason and purpose why we are all here. It is only through the entire exploration of our inner journey that we can experience a real sense of freedom in our lives. It is an ironic thing. Yet in the enlightened state, we see that everyone is enlightened except for ourselves. We realize that there truly is no self, and thus there is no more suffering. Maybe difficult to comprehend because we are so accustomed to being identified with this mind, ego, and body. Yet the more we realize our true nature, the more we discover a life that is free from any form of pain. This freedom is the great spiritual peak that we are each here to climb and conquer. Every great work, every great accomplishment has been brought into manifestation through holding to the vision. Often just before the big achievement comes, apparent failure and discouragement. Florence Scofield, yeah, it's very true. It's no different than the day is the darkest before the dawn. One personal word of advice for you on your journey is to be patient with yourself, as there are 1,000 brilliant obstacles along the way on this great journey. And the difference between illusion and reality is very, very, very slim, and will create many veils between the mind and your consciousness. You may forget many times that the highest state of freedom is here available right now waiting for you. It is like Mount Everest, always there, yet often hidden behind the clouds. And very few have the courage to even attempt to climb. So do not give up if you do not arrive on your first or 100th crack at it. There will always be another moment in the future, or perhaps another lifetime, when you will have more desire, courage, trust, fierce, penetrating, laser-like awareness burn through the cloudy veils of the mind. A great statement from Oscar Wilde: be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body. Focus on your breath rising and falling. Whenever you find yourself in a slow, tired, or a lull state of energy, imagine a bright golden light is coming from every vertebrae in your spine. It is sending light out in every direction. Blasts straight up into the sky, into the earth below you, and in all four directions, totally surrounding you. Visualize this golden light as the source of love. Let yourself feel, believe, and know, I am the source of love. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, following morning. We'll return here Tuesday, December 9, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart, allow the magic, bliss, the joy, the love, the peace, the tranquility, the happiness come flooding in.